Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, now in its 10th anniversary edition. So today, I thought I would ask, where'd you get that mind? Sounds like kind of a funny question, doesn't it? But let's think about this a little bit. Where did you get all of those thoughts that are running through your head? Are they yours? Or did they come from somewhere else? If your thoughts were authentically yours, if you were thinking only the thoughts that you truly desired to think, what would those thoughts be like? I contend that they would be desirable, that they would be very pleasant thoughts, pleasing thoughts, thoughts that enriched your life. But most of us, if not all of us, have plenty of thoughts that run through our heads on a daily basis that are really not very life affirming, and they actually detract from our experience. Have you noticed that? How many thoughts do you think on a daily basis that actually detract from your life? Thoughts of worry, stress, fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame. I don't know what to do. Something's wrong with me. If you without even giving it a second thought, just what percentage of really great thoughts do you think on a daily basis? Out of all the thoughts you think on a daily basis, what percentage of those thoughts are really great thoughts? And what percentage of those thoughts are really kind of junk? You see, you are not your mind. And I contend that your mind isn't even yours. I contend that our minds have been programmed. They've come from somewhere else. When I was 5, I was sent off to school to learn how to think. I was told what thoughts to think. Here, now we're going to think thoughts about math. Up, now we're done with that. Now we're going to go think thoughts about how to put a sentence together. All day, every day, going to school to think thoughts that we're told to think. For me, I would much rather have been outside playing. I would have had completely different thoughts. As it was, my thoughts were, "Oh my God, I'm in the programming. They're just teaching me how to be a good worker. This is the beginning of working for the rest of my life." That was at 5. You can probably guess what happened for quite a long time after that. But that was my belief, and that's what I could see, and that's what I knew to be true, and that's what I observe in the world around me. Everybody working, 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 working for a living rather than just living. So we have been taught to think thoughts that do not serve us. So now you're thinking thoughts that are detracting from your life, so does it not follow automatically that the thoughts that we're thinking that are detracting from our lives are also detracting from our health? Do we not see the direct connection between the quality of our thought space and the quality of our physical health? I do. It's like completely obvious to me. It doesn't seem to be completely obvious to the rest of humanity yet, but I betcha that if you're watching this, I betcha a few light bulbs are turning on and you're starting to realize, yeah, maybe there is a connection here. Maybe you already realized it. And this is just helping to kind of confirm what you already knew. So if we're thinking thoughts that detract from our life, that means we're thinking thoughts that are shutting down the flow of living life force energy. If we're shutting down the flow of living life force energy, guess what eventually happens? When we shut the flow down all the way, guess what happens? The body ceases to function because there's no power going through it. And what this looks like is on the way to the body completely shutting down and turning off, it looks like disease. It looks like aging. It looks like declining health. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if we could think empowering thoughts, joyful thoughts, beautiful thoughts, life-giving thoughts, life-affirming thoughts, creative thoughts that generated creative solutions to things? Do you know that is our natural state of being? We are souls, grand beings of light, non-physical beings who are hardwired into the mind of God, the mind of the universe, universal wisdom, universal knowledge, whatever you want to call it. As the soul, we don't have to think. We simply know. So when I found myself thinking all kinds of thoughts day in and day out about what's wrong with me and why can't I make things work and why is life so difficult and why is the world the way it is, and my health rapidly declined and I found myself facing cancer. But I knew that the route to health was not going to be through chemo or radiation or any other medical procedure. I knew I had to take command of my thought space. I knew I had to change my energy. I knew that I had to bring all the parts and pieces, body, mind, and soul, back into alignment. And I needed to start operating my life as the soul, the grand being of light that I am. Because if I could do that, then I would be masterful at my life. And life would start to get easy and fun and joyful, and my body would heal, and life would be much more enjoyable. So my path to healing was not through the medical model. My path to healing was inside, connecting back into my higher self. into my own internal wisdom. And ever since then, my thought space has been quite quiet. It's been quite enjoyable. I can turn my thoughts off whenever I want. I can just simply focus on the quiet, close my eyes. When I close my eyes, I can move all around the non-physical realms because I can see the unseen with my eyes closed, just like everybody else can. But we've been conditioned to be so focused on our thought space. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? What's going to happen? I don't know what to do. How am I going to get it? How am I going to get rent money? Where's it going to come from? What? We're so focused in our thought space that we can't see beyond the mind. We're trapped in our own minds. What exists beyond your mind? Your soul. All the rest of the universe exists beyond your mind. The mind becomes the prison. It becomes the confines of our reality. When we're thinking thoughts that somebody else has taught us to think, and believing things that other people have taught us to believe, those thoughts and beliefs become invisible prisons. Follow the rules or else. That's a prison. That's trespass by way of coercion, by way of extortion, telling us we have to do this or else there will be consequences. Really? We have to get beyond our minds. We have to see what's actually happening here. Because by healing ourselves, we start healing the world. By taking command of our own thought space, we start to see beyond the programming. And we start to see where the programming came from and who the programming is coming from. And we can stop engaging. We can stop allowing ourselves to be trespassed against. We can start taking our health, our mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health back into our own hands. Because there's suffering at the hands of the experts. Our health is suffering at the hands of other people. It is only when we can take command of our own health that we start taking command of our own lives, and the suffering stops. Are you ready to stop the suffering? Are you ready to see what's actually happening here? Because I guarantee you, your body is not the problem. Your thought space is the problem. Your body is simply responding to your thought space. It's responding to the commands that you're unwittingly giving to your body. Your body is intelligent. It knows what to do to protect itself, to keep itself alive. But your thought space has been corrupted by other people who don't really care whether you're alive or dead, as long as you're making money for them. Are you ready to take command of your own thought space? If so, reach out. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. If you'd like to change the way you start the change the way you look at your body and health, check out my book, Simplicity of Self-Healing, now in its 10th anniversary edition. It'll help you unlock your consciousness from the programmed thoughts you've received so you can start thinking better quality thoughts to generate a better quality existence. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Until next week, create for yourselves some great days. Bye for now.